Hello there, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be adding some much needed color to this living room here. I'm going to be decorating the two cabinets you see on either side of the fireplace. And as well, I'm going to be decorating this coffee table. These trees will be going elsewhere in the room. And I'll start from scratch with a blank slate on this table. And today it's all about nutcrackers. I'm starting off here with the great little new red runner that I purchased, or rather fabric that I'm using as a runner. And I love this messy look, and I use that quite often. So I've just placed that on my white table, which I think is an absolutely beautiful contrast. I'm going to be setting up part of the display here on this side of the table because I need the other side to sit a little lower because there will be so much decor in the background there. So I'm using the taller pieces here. And this newly purchased beautiful pink nutcracker, my latest and my greatest. I love it so much. I just have it placed there. And then this little dollar store nutcracker that I purchased in this pinky, sparkly rose gold color. And I think that makes a lovely little vignette. And then we're going to go over to this side. To help decorate the other side and to bring in red, I decided to buy this beautiful pick at Dollarama for $3.50 there. And what I'm going to do so that it fits in beautifully and perfectly with our display of pink and red is I'm going to be adding these picks that I have in this sparkly rose gold color. First, I have to take off all of our tags. Then I'm able to bring in these really kind of crazy, sort of jazzy looking little picks. I'm going to stick them in and wrap them around the larger pick. I'll bring in the next one and place that in as well. Now I'm off to an awkward positioning here with respect to where the camera is located. So I'm just going to place it in for now. Off camera, I will actually wrap this little pick around the larger stem. Once I have that in position, I'm going to take some smaller ornaments that I have. They're in this pinky rose gold color as well. They're assorted. They're really lovely. I'm going to stick them in where I can. And first I will be placing down this lovely framed Christmas card that I have. Some of you that have been following me for a while have seen this before. I love it so much. And it's just three great nutcrackers on a gray background. So beautiful. I'm going to take that stem from this long pick here and just fold it right in half so that it is totally hiding behind the picture frame and all you see is the greenery on this here. Now here are the little ornaments that I talked about. I'm going to take two, put them on this little tree hook, or rather ornament hook, just wrap them around nicely, and then I'm going to place them onto the pick. Now I did not edit this part out. I love to show that although decorating for me is quite easy and it's quite fun, it doesn't always work out perfectly the first time, so we do have to play around with it sometimes. But there it is, it's in place, and I think it looks quite beautiful. This ornament in the rose gold and the white, I'm going to be putting on the other side to sort of marry the two different vignettes on each side of the coffee table. I have two more of those kind of crazy picks. I have them all wrapped together so they stay nicely together. I just stick that right in there, and then a little ornament, just one, I'm going to place inside. This too gives me a bit of a struggle, and I play with it a bit here until I get it into position. Finally, there we go. It's in place. And that is my pink and red display on my coffee table for Christmas. I'm really quite pleased with it. I think it looks great. And I'm so happy that I was able to incorporate pinks and rose gold into my Christmas decorating this year. I do think it works beautifully. Now let's get over to the other side here to the cabinet. I'll work on one and then the other. So this cabinet is now freshly dusted and ready to be decorated. Snow fabric is going to be the perfect base for this display here, as it's right next to our mantle in our Winter Wonderland look. This nutcracker here on this side of the cabinet helps to balance out the lamp on the other side. Every year or every holiday and season, I always decide, do I want this lamp in my display here on this cabinet? Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. I think it'll be really pretty here with our Christmas display this year. A little mirror here placed on top of our fabric helps our next few pieces to sit properly. It's sometimes difficult, especially for smaller pieces, to sit straight and stay properly on fabric like this, especially when it's gathered and not completely flat. So a little mirror is the perfect solution to that little problem. One of my more newer pieces from Amazon, it's a Kurt S. Adler, great for Christmas ornaments as well as nutcrackers, a very good name for that. And I love him. He's got all my favorite patterns and he's so Christmassy and he looks perfect with all of my nutcrackers. Another great little nutcracker from Amazon. This little guy purchased a few years ago. He has a partner. They came in a pair and wonderful. A lot of that Harlequin pattern there that I love so much. And then this little guy right here, he's actually a tree ornament. He's got Harlequin pattern on his arms and polka dots on his legs and stripes there on his boots. And I think he looks lovely as well. So I think these four make a lovely little display. They're descending in height, starting with the tallest at the far left. Over here, a Santa that's in our lovely pattern here. That was thrifted actually, at least a couple of years ago, maybe 3 now. And then this ornament that I DIY'd a couple of Christmases ago. I think they look perfect over there to fill in that space. And then we have a bit of a gap in this area here. So what I'm going to do as I'm filming here, I'm just going to place down this piece, this little pick. So we have our berries here. I've wrapped around these here, these pine cones. You can see I've wrapped them myself. And so that should fill in the space just perfectly. So I will adjust that a little bit off camera. So I think that looks lovely. That's our display here on this cabinet. And then I'll show you what I do on the cabinet on the other side of our fireplace. My apologies, I did decide to add this very last piece here. It's sort of a Mackenzie Childs inspired plate. I have a set of 4 and one of them I'm using here. And now I think that looks complete. It's nice and filled and it's quite lovely. If I do find my plate holder that sits higher, I think I will use that in place of this one that sits closer to the tabletop there, just so that the plate itself sits a little higher and takes up even more of our vertical space. Now our final cabinet is nicely dusted and we will start to decorate this piece. Some snow fabric again, this one just a little more sparkly and I love it. I mean, we must have sparkle for Christmas, I say, at least some, as well as Valentine's. One of my beautiful nutcrackers, another one, he's Got the beautiful harlequin pattern there, and he also has this buffalo check pattern. Keep that in mind as I'm decorating this. That is very important. This is his smaller partner, that buffalo plaid or buffalo check pattern on the hat this time, and that beautiful wreath that he's holding, as well as the harlequin pattern at the base. I don't know if you took note, but their faces match the face of the new pink nutcracker I bought that I have displayed on the coffee table, also sitting on a harlequin patterned base. I decided to go ahead and move this shorter nutcracker over to the other side to make room for our new Santa. This is a little guy I purchased at HomeSense very recently with that buffalo check pattern on his shirt. And the reason I had to place this Santa here is because this tree over here was getting in the way and didn't sit properly on this other side. So now these guys sit very well together. To finish off this display, I took some ribbon that I had in this buffalo check pattern. This is just some ribbon that was wrapped around a tin of cookies that was given to me last year by a friend. I used it to make a very simple, not so fantastic looking bow. Anything will do really. And then I just tied a little red, simple, inexpensive ornament to the middle. And then there's this little ornament here. I love top hats, I really truly do. So I have a few of these top hat ornaments, this one in the perfect pattern for this display here. Here's an overview here of the 3 displays that I've styled for you today. I really did have a lovely time styling these. I'm so in the Christmas decorating mood. We are well into November, and for some people who have not started, I hope that this motivates you just a little bit to get started and enjoy your Christmas decor for as long as possible. It does go by very quickly, and it's so nice to have it out early if we can to enjoy it. So thank you so much for visiting me today. There's a lot more to come. I hope you'll subscribe, press the notification bell for a lot more fun decorating to come.